Welcome back, everybody. Well, I have two very special guests involved with a very special organization called the Special Olympics. And joining me today is Erin McCartan, who is the liaison between the Special Olympics and law enforcement agencies. Correct, Amento?
Yes.
Good, okay. And Pete Casertino, who I know from Glens Falls, who's Detective Lieutenant with the Glens Falls Police Department. So welcome, Pete.
Thanks for having us today.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Nice to have you here instead of standing on the other side of the car door. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, it's only happened once or twice. So.
Yeah, last week that is. Welcome, Pete. Welcome, Erin. This is regarding the Special Olympics, the Summer Games, and the connection is really quite involved between the Special Olympics and law enforcement. So, since you're the liaison, Erin, let's start there. What's the connection?
So law enforcement has been partnering with Special Olympics for a very long time. My math skills aren't at the top of my height of my right now.
45 years.
Really?
So
Wow.
they've been partnering together for a very long time. It actually started with a local chief in Kansas who decided to really get his department involved in the local community, started volunteering with Special Olympics events, and it's really grown into a global movement. So right here in the Capital District, we have great support coming from our law enforcement friends.
I bet you do.
Olympics athletes.
Now, Pete, you represent Glens Falls Police Department as sort of the go-to for the Special Olympics, right?
Yes, I've been involved in Special Olympics and starting with the torch run a little over 10 years now.
Wow. Now, I bet that started as sort of your job, but before we went on camera, Pete was telling me quickly thereafter it became really something personal for you, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the first couple years I was on, you heard about it. Hey, do you want to assist in the Special Olympics torch run? Our run goes from the Essex County line to City Hall in Glens Falls where it finishes. And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to do it. And then as years go on, you get more involved. And now we're doing different programs.
You know, Pete told me before we went on camera that it did start as an assignment, I guess you could say, and then, but you said something very telling that I'd want to share with the viewers, was that after a while when you were giving out the trophies at the end, the hugs you got from the Special Olympians. I mean, that's quite an honor, quite a relationship, right?
Absolutely. You know, the athletes are what make this program strong and what make this program keep going. It's about keeping those athletes involved, keeping them involved in sports and activities, and letting them know that we care enough to volunteer so the community cares.
Yes, absolutely right. And boy, is that true. We mentioned the word, just not Olympics, it's Special Olympics. Erin, why Special Olympics? What's that mean?
Special Olympics is for individuals with intellectual disabilities.
Yes.
So here in New York, we actually have over 65,000 participants in Special Olympics. And what Special Olympics does is provides year-round sports training and competitions for these athletes. And it's more than just sports. This is a vehicle for our athletes to learn everyday skills that they can go out and use in the community, whether it's teamwork or communication, building friendships, and just becoming a part of their local communities.
Sure. You know, let's face it, if you're suffering from an intellectual disability or whatever, there's a lot of issues you have about how to communicate, right? How to establish yourself in a group, you know, your self-confidence, you know, things like that. And sports is a wonderful way because of the sense of competition, the sense of team spirit, right? What that does for the individual is special unto itself, right?
Yeah, we really promote inclusion with their teammates. It provides that inclusion for their family members. They have other families that they have something in common with. And then with our law enforcement partners, along with local high schools and other organizations that really get involved with Special Olympics, it creates more of a sense of community and inclusion for our athletes that they don't typically see.
I bet. And, pun intended, where the rubber hits the road here, there's an event coming up on March 26 and 27, and I'm smiling because I love this one. It's law enforcement takes on the role of the waiters at Applebee's in Queensbury and Saratoga. Really clever little name here. I don't know who came up with it. It's called Law and Orders because the law enforcement agents are acting in the roles of waiters. So they're taking the orders for the food and stuff. And it's a fundraiser, right, Pete?
Yes, it's a fundraiser. Ours is going to be at Applebee's on the 26th and 27th.
That's
the
a
Queensbury.
Thursday, Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
Right.
Lunch and dinner for us. Saratoga's going to do dinner only, but it's going to be a great time. We interact with the customers. I guess this year there's going to be a couple athletes there joining us to help us in the program, and we just tell the people why we're there, to raise awareness for Special Olympics and for these athletes. And we give them an envelope, and if they care to donate, we accept a donation on behalf of Special Olympics, and all of the money goes to Special Olympics New York.
Right, so I want to recap on a couple of those things there and sneak in a joke, okay? Can I do that? But did you ever just want to go to a restaurant and that officer that said, license and registration, please, is actually your waiter? I think that's a great one. But anyway, you know what? I think it's really important. Look at the world we live in right now, all of the struggles that law enforcement agencies have with the community. And here's a wonderful way for you to show that you're really part of the community, interact with the community, and help raise funds for the Special Olympics. It's really pretty terrific. So this, in our region here, now the Special Olympics, the Summer Games, are not until May, the end of May. Right, so we'll have you back before then to try to help you with that. But March 26 and 27, which is a Thursday and a Friday, at the Applebee's in Saratoga and in Queensbury, either for lunch and dinner or just dinner, you can go there, have some fun, interact with law enforcement, envelope on the table, leave some money, because 100% of those funds go to the Special Olympics, right?
Correct.
What a wonderful setup that is. Well, thank you both very much for coming in. We'll have you back again before the actual Summer Games so we can check in with you and see how it goes. Good luck there. And should I place my order now, Pete?
Absolutely. I'd like to see you in your car there, and we'll give you an order.
I bet you would. Good, Pete. Thanks for coming in. Erin, thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.